Alrighty, we are live. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna get the box score up as usual. Here we are. Welcome to another game, another new day. It is the Nets taking on Detroit in this fixture. We have won 5 in a row, going for number 6 today. It's been a very good run of games. The team is flying. The energy is sky high. The chemistry is sky high as well. It's a really good time to be a Nets supporter. The team is pretty healthy outside of Patty Mills and those on G League assignment. That's really where all the players missing are coming from. But aside from that, we're basically putting our best foot forward every game we play or have the personnel to do so. Starting five is the exact same as the other day. Royce O'Neal probably trying to trend back in the right direction because he had a pretty tough game shooting wise. But overall, the team is really performing. Now, I did bookmark a couple tweets that really stuck out to me, and one of which is talking about Kyrie Irving, Utah, and Ben Simmons. They've played 22 minutes this season, and they have a net rating of plus 39. 132 offensive rating, 93 defensive rating. If you add Kevin Durant to the trio of Irving, Watanabe, and Simmons, you have a plus 43 net rating. 135 on offense and 92 on defense. So if you thought the first stat wasn't off the charts enough for you, well, I've just given you another stat to prove otherwise. KD in his last 9 games is averaging 32 points a game, 6.5 rebounds and 5 assists. Also just under a steal a game and just over a block a game. He is shooting at 63% from the field, 42% from 3, and 96% from the line. So he is on an absolute tear at the moment. So it's just crazy. Yeah. Morning, I got a day off today. Well, I mean, there's a Nets game on, so there's never a day off. But yeah. No, I got to get to as many Nets games as I can, and if the time permits, well, if I can be here to do it, then I will be streaming it. It's really that simple. Detroit leads the league in free throws attempted and second in free throws made. Yeah, that seems like a very weird statistic to be leading in. Need to make quick work of the Pistons, keep the minutes down for KD and Kyrie. Well, yeah, it is definitely another one of those games where we need to be fairly conservative with KD and Kyrie minutes, or if we're good enough, that'll be the case. If we keep the Pistons in the game, well, it's going to be very much a different story. Earlier today, Orlando won their 6th in a row over Boston, and currently the Knicks are playing to win their 7th in a row, I think, against Indiana. So we've got a couple teams that are playing really good basketball. Basketball you probably didn't anticipate earlier on this season, especially for Orlando to string together 6 straight wins. So it's a crazy season at the moment, I'll tell you that much. But we're getting ready for tip-off very, very soon. Yeah, but the key is, once again, I say this with every single team we've played in this stretch of games, you cannot be complacent, number one. Number two, you can't give confidence to a short-handed or a young team because they will be while they'll be ready to compete on a nightly basis, they will make life difficult for you, and they can, as I said, jump the gun. Or sorry, should I say, they will capitalize on teams that play or falter to complacency. It's really that simple. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we, start this game. We were very, very slow out the gate against the Toronto Raptors, and that was understandable. We'd had a 3-day break, and skills are going to be a little bit rusty, but we probably can't afford the same thing. I don't want to be coming back from 18 points down again, because it's really difficult when you're playing catch up all game. Orlando got Boston a second time without Tatum. It is fair damn play to Boston for resting Tatum, because with star players, you got to manage them. If their workload is getting too much, then you've got to be fairly conservative with them. And look, they rested them in a game which is probably understandable, but at the same time, Orlando ain't playing around. So, good win by Orlando. You can't discredit them for any of their efforts. So it will be interesting to see if they can continue that run. For the Detroit Pistons, who are 8-23, I think they have the worst record in the East. Their starting lineup will consist of Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Jaden Ivey. So that is an interesting starting five. Bogdanovic has played some really good minutes this season. And the same can be said for Jaden Ivey. Killian Hayes has actually been on a pretty good run of form recently as well. So we've got to keep watch of quite a few players, because it is such a Nets thing to do to give role players really good games, and I'm a bit conscious of that, but I have faith in the team. We're playing a really good brand of basketball at the moment, so it's all about sustaining it. It's really that simple. Share your thoughts in the chat about who you reckon should get up. I mean, I think we know who should get up, but who will get up in this game and get the W. I mean, I would assume it's going to be us today. If we don't win this game, then, I mean, given our run of form, you can sort of excuse it, but at the same time, it's a pretty poor way to lose your momentum if you lose a game like this, where on paper you are easily outmatching them in many categories. So I think they'll give us a crack, but overall, I think we're just going to be too good, especially with quite a few players performing at their peak at the moment. I mean, Utah had an exceptional game on the weekend, and so did TJ Warren. Should I say entering the weekend if you're in the US, but this one's about to get underway, and it feels much, much earlier than usual, but fair enough. Okay. So we're significantly taller than their team as well, so we should be well poised to get the victory today. Let's see. Alrighty. Alrighty. If I can move my seat. Alright. I want to see Ben driving to the bucket. Today's is due a big game. Well, they got a bit of size on the interior, so I wouldn't count that to happen, but we'll see what happens, and it's going to be the Pistons starting. They are wearing those green uniforms, or those like teal uniforms, They look pretty dope. Bogdanovic to the corner for Hayes. And that three's well off, and you live with those. Ben will bring it up. And he does exactly what Miracle Tree says, but he isn't able to scoop it up and in. So first shot and a first miss for the Nets. Bogdanovic hangs. It's going to be a foul on O'Neal. And already you can trust O'Neal to give up some early fouls. I mean, he constantly is pushing the 6 foul barrier, but sometimes you got to commit the foul to make things a little bit more difficult. Make them earn their shots at the charity stripe. The free throws for Bogdanovic are both good. And so the Pistons get on the board early. It is 2-0. Ben gonna post up Stewart. And once again, being aggressive, and he scores the hook shot. So Miracle Tree has read this game to a T, or read Simmons' game to a T, already taken the first 2 shots for the Nets. Isaiah Stewart, who's actually proven to take a few shots from the outside, unlike previous seasons, missed that one. They got the offensive board, and Hayes scores in the mid-range. So Ben gonna drive and kick to Kyrie, first touch of the game. Foul on the floor. What's up? I'm the one who said missed the fourth quarter. How could I forget? I mean, given the scope of which Kyrie had an impact in that previous game, I mean, pretty difficult to discount that nickname that was set for him. Basically foreshadowed what was going to happen. Nets turn it over on one end, and now Bogdanovic going to post Kyrie up, and we're going to get a foul again. And this time it is on Kyrie Irving. I don't know what the foul's for. I thought he was holding pretty firm, but early going, it seems like Kyrie's having, or a few players are having a little bit of difficulty containing Bogdanovic early. Plenty of off-ball movement by him. Hayes now guarded by Clax on the outside. The switch, and now the drive. Clax hesitates and pulls up and scores 2 more. So he's been good early. Kyrie going to see if he can shake off Stewart. He doesn't. He shoots the 3, and his first attempt since that game winner is off. Ivy trying to dribble past Simmons, nearly lost it, gave it away to Hayes. Bogdanovic cuts down the middle and scores over the top of Kevin Durant. So 8-2 early. I wouldn't be surprised if Shark Vaughan, calls a timeout or something if we can't get another bucket, and they do. O'Neal on the drive, flips it up and in. After we get the offensive board, it was tipped out to the perimeter for our second opportunity at it. So now Bogdanovic going to give it to Hayes. And now Stewart, no hesitation on the 3, hits back iron. Was well aligned to score from that. Simmons going to take Duran into the paint again, and he misses the hook shot. I think Ben's got to try drive it from the perimeter, not hold up the play and post up, because he's obviously most dangerous when he's got the ball with pace. Bogdanovic over Irving. It's off. And it's going to be an offensive foul on... No, it's going to be an over the back on Jalen Duran, who pushed Kevin Durant under the basket after he was trying to get the rebound. And so it will be net ball. And it's been an interesting start, I have to say. So Kyrie on the outside to Royce, who's going to drive down the middle and miss the layup. And we haven't really taken any perimeter shots yet, which I don't know what to say about that. Hayes misses the one-handed push shot. Now Stewart for three is good. And he's taken like 3 or 4 3-pointers already. So KD, high screen set by Simmons, the switch. Now Bogdanovic on Kevin. KD lost the ball. And another turnover. Hayes, what is KD doing in the middle? He left Bogdanovic open in the corner. And that is going to warrant a timeout for the Nets. Poor start, I tell you what. And that Kevin Durant defensive possession after turning the ball over was really poor. He was like one of the first back. And Bogdanovic clearly ran to the corner. What did Kevin Durant do? He was in no man's land. Didn't pick anyone up. Didn't close out the ball carrier. Left Bogdanovic open in the corner. So, fairly inexcusable in that regard. But 14-4 is the score. And that timeout that I thought that Jacques Vaughn was going to pull the trigger on earlier, he actually, waited a little longer and fair play because, we were actually, we were sort of clawing it back just a little bit, but, then it's gone away from us a little bit. So we're going to check the box score. I don't know why Royce is starting, to be honest. I would have loved to see Joe back in the starting because he plays better there. That's probably the most highly critical thing I have to say about Jacques Vaughn at the moment. Well, at the moment, it's not even Royce really missing shots. He's got the highest shooting percentage out of anyone on the court. We're shooting it pretty poorly. The Pistons have been pretty aggressive. They've already had a few more shots. Hayes and Bogdanovic leading the way there. And Duran's already got 4 rebounds, and he is a bit of a rebounding machine. But, I would have actually liked to see Joe in the starting. Someone suggested Utah take some more of Royce's minutes, and I agree for now. I think Utah is best suited to come off the bench. That is my opinion on it. I do think Joe needs to start. I just think we were more balanced with Joe in the starting 5. And he plays better statistically in the starting 5 as well. So it doesn't really make sense why we demoted him to the bench when he was actually putting together some good minutes when Royce was out. So it's a bit of a puzzling decision, I have to say. But another slow start, much like the game previous. So that's obviously not a positive sign, but we deal with it and we move forward. Joe is in all of our top 4 and 5 man lineups for your information. Thank you for the information. You have been absolutely on point with the info. But that's what I'm saying. Joe is statistically, he plays better. The team plays better when he is on the floor. So I don't know what Royce is doing to warrant like 35 minutes. KD in an isolation in the mid-range out of the timeout scores for 2, and that's his first bucket of the game. Bogdanovic drives on Clax, and that is an interesting foul call on Clax, but another 2 shots for Bogdanovic. Bojan, obviously a former Nets player as well, many years ago. Kyrie better be clutch like last game. Well, hopefully it doesn't get to that point where he has to bail us out again. So Bogdanovic free throw 1 is good. So Bogdanovic makes both. The lead is back to double figures. 16-6 overall the margin, or score, should I say. And just like that, Ben, once again, wanted Kyrie to come to the ball. And unfortunately was waiting for it. It got deflected out of play. So we reset again, and Kyrie has it with the high screen set by Simmons. The pull-up for Kyrie. He scores the 2. So Jaden Ivey going to bring it up. He is guarded by Royce. The high screen by Stewart. The switch. Ivey trying to shake off Simmons. Ivey is met at the rim, and it's going to go the other way. Excellent defense by both Simmons and Clax, and Jaden Ivey just threw it out of play. So it's going to be net ball. Utah, the shooter, back into the game after playing some very good clutch minutes last time out. And what a welcome sight. What a welcome sight to see. Kyrie going to give it to KD, who was freed up via the off-ball screen for a brief moment. KD with the one-handed push shot is off. And now Hayes going to pass to Stewart. Guarded by Irving. And we're going to get another foul under the basket on Claxton. Duran is the victim in that situation. So Clack's already 2 fouls. Morris going to come into the game as our notable backup center. If you could say the word notable, because I think that would be an overstatement. Hayes for 3 over KD. That was badly off. Utah with the rebound. Had to pick up his dribble, otherwise risk the steal/turnover. Utah drives down the middle. Had the defender in the air, and then he tried one off the glass, and that was probably not the right idea. So now Ivy. I don't know what Utah was doing. Fell asleep on that defensive possession. He was in awful positioning for that Jaden Ivey drive. And now it will be the Nets once again. KD going to get freed up off the ball. Bogdanovic is playing really good defense. Morris, Kyrie, moving around the perimeter, and Royce with the miss on the 3. I don't understand why he's in the game for extended periods like he is right now. Ivy looking for a bailout option. Bogdanovic going to drive on Kyrie, well held up. Stewart down the middle, and he scores off the glass. And it looks like Warren's about to check in. The screen set by Royce. KD shoots a contested 3. That is off. That is not the right shot in a start where we cannot buy a bucket. Hayes gonna drive and kick to Bogdanovic. The closeout by KD. The shot over KD and the score over KD. So 22-8. It's been a pretty poor start, man. And once again, we're in the same kind of hole that we were in the other day. Kyrie, once again, a miss. Ivy, oh, geez, nearly flipped it up and in. Another foul, that's Kyrie's second. The Pistons are also in the bonus, so a lot of categories we're getting absolutely flogged in. I have no idea why Joe isn't coming in the game when we are lacking offense at the moment. Sumner's coming in the game, which is a good sign because I do think we need to drive it to the rack a little bit more and get a little bit more pace going, especially when we can't get stops at the moment. Ivy misses free throw 1. And it will be the substitution made Sumner for Kyrie. Man. And Warren is also in the game. Playing a bit of small ball at the moment. Actually, not really. We've got 4 guys that I reckon are about 6'8" or taller. Plus Sumner. So we should be exploiting the amount of size we've got on the court right now. KD, Bogdanovic overcommitted, and KD gets through the contact and scores for 2. So, Bogdanovic going to drive and kick. What on earth is that defense? Ivy at a wide open 3. It was off. Sumner pushes the pace. Excellent feed. And Warren with the composure needed after Pistons defenders were relentlessly closing that one down. So Bogdanovic guarded on the perimeter now by KD after the switch was applied. And now Ivy once again. There's no... What on earth is that defense? KD this time. Poor rotation. I don't know what he was doing there. He just gave up on the possession. So KD going to drive it on Hayes. Post him up. Get fouled. And it will be shots for Kevin with 3:20 to play in this first quarter. The defense has been fairly abysmal. There's been a number of defensive breakdowns. Bogdanovic, has gone off the leash early in this game. And we need to claw him right back into our grasp, essentially. Marvin Bagley's in the game. Stewart and Duren to the bench. Sadiq Bey also into the game. So KD's second is good. And so it's a 12-point deficit for the Nets to make up early in the game. I would rather the deficit be now than later on. Hayes and now Ivy going to drive. Oh my golly gosh. Oh my God. Utah put on a poster. Holy smokes. That was an absolutely mean slam dunk. I cannot even fault that. Ivy just picked up a technical for once again getting G'd up after a slam. I would be absolutely G'd up if I just threw it down like that. That ferociously over such a contest. So, another bullshit technical, and I don't even support the Pistons, and we got a point out of it. So, KD now to Sumner on the outside. He drives, he missed it, and the rebound was secured by the Nets. We have to score this. We had 3 under the basket on 1 solitary defender for the Pistons, and we capitalized there. So, 11-point game. If we can dig in the last 2.5 minutes, it would be a successful quarter. If we can get it down to about 6. Bagley misses the little hook shot. KD with a good contest there. Oh, what the hell was that? That was a really poor turnover again. 28-17 the score at quarter. Oh, well, with 2 minutes to play. But Watanabe, unprovoked, turns that one over as well. I don't know if it was a backcourt violation or it was something else, but fairly inexcusable nonetheless. I just got home. Why are we losing? Don't ask me. I'm not playing. I'm not the one playing. You can ask the team themselves, and if we lose the game, you can get the post-match presser, and they will tell you why they lost. But on face value, it's been bad defense, and it has been bad shooting. It really isn't any more deeper than that. You can see Bogdanovic as well. Had a really good start. I just moved the box score out of the way. Bogdanovic got 11, and Ivy's got 8. I swear he didn't have that many points, but they're shooting it really well. They've hit a few threes as well. They're pinging the ball around. They've got 7 dimes in that department. For the Nets, we haven't hit a 3. Our shooting's much worse. And the assist number's pretty good, but the starting lineup has done nothing this game. Sumner's been really good off the bench distributing the ball. 2 minutes, 3 dimes, so the offense has moved a little bit better with him on the floor, but, the guys that played some really good games last game are in a bit of strife at the moment in terms of foul trouble and not really getting any shots and not really having any form of impact at all. I've got to get that number back down. Okay, so very frustrating start. Given, this is a game you circle in the calendar and you say that we needed to get the W for. It's been a bit of a lethargic beginning to this game. Actually, I can't say it's been lethargic. The shots haven't been falling. Defensively have not been locked in. It really is that simple. So, yeah. Work needs to be done, man. Royce has been bad both games, but look, I'm going to let him off because he's just come back from whatever the hell he was out with, but look at that, another 3-pointer. Hayes is really badly missing those threes, so you live with those. Very much short on all his attempts in this game. So Sumner finds KD in the post. Warren's open. Corner for Utah. He's going to hit that. Nope. He's shooting it so well from the corners this year that I just thought that was an automatic score. Burks is in the game along with Kevin Knox. Burks for 3 is good, and I swear to God, Burks and Kevin Knox, in seasons gone by, have torched the Nets for no apparent reason at all. KD drives, and he thought there was a foul involved. It looked that way, but KD manages to score off the glass anyway, falling towards the baseline. Hayes now going to drive and nearly threw it out of place. Sadiq Bey in the corner, going to take on Warren. Warren stays with him excellently well, forces a pass to Burks, and now Utah guarding him there. Burks, he's going to run out of time if he's not careful. Utah with the block, and we get the ball, and it's going to be a shot clock violation for Manixiano. But it's just, even when Burks was with the Jazz, I think, he even torched us then. It's always those kind of players, Burks, Joseph, just random ass players that always play good games. I think, just as a general note, the general consensus is that the Pistons, I feel like, are one of our bogey teams. Sumner nearly lost his dribble. Oh my God, the source on that pass, behind the back to a cutting Warren. Not only did he have to see Warren, but he had to pass it in the perfect position for him to take a full stride. And then a phantom foul. What is that garbage that they are calling, man? What have I missed so far? Why are we down? Defense, primarily. It's primarily been defense. That's the only explanation. That is a very phantom foul call. Knox for free throws. The first one is off. Oh, as if. Piss the hell off. Are you taking the piss? That is the second game in a row that Kevin Durant has picked up a technical off complete and utter bullshit. Supposedly clapping his hands, man. Not even in the face of the refs, bro. Fucking joke. It is so bullshit. This league, man. What are they doing? Get a grip, fam. Knox free throw 2 is good. Man, that's such a pain. KD's getting picked up full court as well by Bay. It could be a long game for him, but he usually tends to fight through the pressure. KD, Warren, Sumner in the corner does not shoot the wide open three. He shoots the mid-range, which I would have rather he takes the corner three over that. So Joseph, the high screen set by Bagley. Joseph misses the three. Bagley, the foul is going to arrive by TJ Warren on the putback, and it's going to be more free throws. It has just been a case of the Pistons being much hungrier than we are. Really, there's no other way to sugarcoat things. Bagley makes number one. The Nets could give up 30. That is a joke. I'm just watching the technical back. That is the most fucked way to call a technical. I mean, you're walking on eggshells every single time you speak to a referee about a call. And that's going to be the quarter. I don't know why it resets to minutes and not seconds, but that's the quarter. And what a shit quarter, man. We've got to reset, act like it's 0-0 and just go again. Because what's happened has happened. You know, you can't really change any of the past. But overall, turnovers, free throws. I mean, let's have a look at the box score because I have that accessory. But you can see KD's clearly the high man in terms of points, but that's not what we're looking at. So you can see the shooting there. We haven't even hit a three-pointer. Why is Joe Harris not playing? Nor is Seth Curry when we need points. It doesn't make any sense. Turnovers. 3. It's not actually that bad. What else? Rebounds. We've only had 8 in the entire game. And for the Pistons, they have had 14. We're already getting now rebounded by 6. They've hit 4 threes. They've had 11 free throws, and we have had 3. So there's another point of difference for you. So you're seeing it. Statistically, we are getting demolished in a number of areas, and it is because of a lack of aggressiveness. It is because of carelessness. It is because of lethargy. A number of things, but we're just not very active defensively engaged, and we're using fouls as a way to bail out of, late defensive rotations and whatnot. Just because we're late to the ball overall. If there's a loose 50-50 ball, best believe we aren't winning it. Because we're really just showing a lack of care at the moment. It's not proving to be a good watch at the moment, but the game is not lost. We obviously were facing this difficulty last game, and so we're going to have to do exactly the same thing this game. It's just very... I can't help but think that was a very mediocre first quarter. Offense, defense, it was all lacking. Seth Curry finally in the contest, and is Joe on the floor? Yeah, finally. I don't know why he didn't get minutes. So Kyrie and Ben in the game with Joe, Seth, and Royce. Kyrie scores for 2, and he's not going to get a foul there because he's a Brooklyn Net. I mean, who am I kidding? Nets don't get fouls. So we've got to lock in defensively to get back in this game. It's really that simple. As soon as the energy arrived the last game, we dominated. It's got to happen again. Shot clock winding down. 2 to shoot. Bay over the top of Curry. It's off. The rebound. Come on, Ben! Oh my life. He just let Knox run to the perimeter and take a wide open three. That was his man, and he was half like asleep on that. Lucky the miss, and the Nets have another go. Ben Simmons into the paint. The kick out for Royce in the corner. You've got to hit the three, and he does. Excellent. And they nearly turned it over. Corey Joseph had to fetch it, falling out of play. So, 9-point deficit. A few points shaved off the lead for the Pistons. Oh my life. Kyrie's picked up 3 fouls already. He's going to have to go to the pine. And in a game where you wanted KD to get rest, he's going to have to come back in extremely early. Or Kyrie's going to have to be very engaged. Not engaged, but very smart defensively. He's going to stay in the game, which is interesting. If he picks up another foul, we're in a lot of trouble. So Burks is looking for Bagley in the post. They get it there eventually. Shoots over Ben. And he knocks down the midi. So, 11-point game. Ben going to post Bagley up. The kick out for Joe. Catch and shoot 3 is short. Knox going to drive on Joe. It's a good contest. And Knox got the roll. So 39-26. Kyrie. Don't foul. That includes offensive fouls. Corner for Joe. That's a wide open 3. And he knocks down the 3. No exceptions. So a couple threes in this quarter after we didn't score one in the entirety of the first. Bagley's going to post Joe up. We need to give him a bit of help. And now Saddiq Bey on the perimeter going to drive on Simmons. Hangs in the air, and that was a tough make. He had to hang in the air. Ben's going to go early. Seth Curry knocks down a 3 wide open. And what did I say in the first quarter? Where is Joe and where is Seth? When we needed shooting, they were both not on the floor. Now that they enter the court, we've hit 3 threes in 3 minutes. Saddiq Bey, nice turnaround jumper on the baseline. And the Pistons are getting this show on the road. Curry. And now Royce. Ben in the post. On Burks. You got to test him. And Ben's just going to back him down. The kick out for a wide open Curry. And that is a shot you want to take. Unfortunately, unsuccessful there. But we've been better this quarter. Joseph misses the floater after he relocated into the paint. Kyrie, nice dribble package. It's going to be a take foul after Kyrie knocked down the 3 well after the whistle was blown. Man, Kyrie. Freak of nature, Kyrie gets into the paint. He is fouled, and Joseph got the block, but the foul was prior. So 43-32 the score, 8:15 to play in this first half, and it's been a much better second quarter, I have to say, on the offensive end. Looked to find those 3-point shooters that have been wide open. The shots have been there. They've knocked them down and been, done the offensive ball movement a little bit of justice, but unfortunately the defense is still letting us down a little bit, and that's why we haven't been able to make, too much inroads on the deficit that we were facing at the first change. So Joseph to Burks. Where is the foul there? What is that for? I can't help but think in a playoff game we're going to get absolutely fucked over by referees, man. Telling ya. Joseph Finds Bagley in the post again. They're really testing Ben there. Bagley with the reverse, and he scores again. Come on, Ben. You got to be better than that. Have got to be better than that. That is way too easy. Oh, and then Royce just lost the fucking ball. Out of absolutely nowhere. Joe with an excellent defensive possession in transition. And now Kyrie. Oh, that's an excellent score through contact on Bagley. So Joe on the defensive end and followed up by Kyrie on the offensive end after we move the play forward quickly. Oh, my life. And now another foul and another couple of shots for Sadiq Bey this time. We've improved in a number of ways, but it has been the free throws that have not gone away for the Pistons. I would rather have Westbrook than Joe Harris. I definitely would not prefer Westbrook over Joe Harris. 100%. Joe is now severely underrated. Like, it's actually unbelievable. It is crazy how reactionary fans can get once a player experiences a bad run of form. And we got a foul. This time, Joe was trying to drive to the rack. They fouled him before, but I thought it was on the gather. Overrated. Who on earth overrates Joe Harris? Everyone says he's garbage. Like, please tell me one person that rates Joe Harris. Apart from me. Kyrie faced up Kevin Knox and knocked down the 3. The lead is down to 8. This is the lowest it's been in the entire quarter. And the Pistons call a timeout. And with about 7 minutes to play in this second quarter, the lead has been trimmed down to 8. Yet Joe is not even remotely close to overrated. The guy gets treated as if he's the 15th player on the roster, when he has actually played a really good month in December, especially. Ever since he came back into the starting lineup, he's actually contributed well. KD didn't play for Brooklyn, we would be third bottom. I think, yeah, that if you put 2 and 2 together, then 100%. Because there's instantly 30 points that you lose out on. And it's really hard to make up those 30 points that he averages. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support and also subscribe if you are new. We've got Brooklyn Golden State next up. And it's going to be a huge game. So if you want to tune in for that, it is going to be live on this watch along. Yeah. In a few days' time. Should be a great game. But if we look here, the 3-point shooting that we didn't have in the first quarter has now really re-emerged. 4 threes in the quarter. Joe, Seth, Kyrie and Royce all knocking down a few shots. Kyrie has really picked up the pace. There was no support by the starting unit in the first quarter, but Kyrie has really picked up the slack, especially with KD on the bench and also playing with 3 fouls. So credit to him. And the bench has also really helped us out there. But the Pistons, well, their shooting has somewhat gone down. They haven't hit a 3 in the quarter, and their assist number has gone down. So the ball movement's slowing. They are still knocking down some tough shots, but we've been able to get back into the game on the back of shooting. We had 21 points in the first, and 5 minutes into the second quarter, we already have 18. So there's been a significant shift on the offensive side of the ball. Ben is overrated for his defense. He's a mannequin. I actually agree with that. For someone that we constantly talk about defense with, and statistics would suggest that he has actually been a monster, but he actually hasn't. he's actually been pretty poor on the defensive side. Like, people take him off the dribble with ease. He's a bit slow on rotations. Yeah. I'm going to hold plays to account when they deserve to be held to account. And, well, Ben needs to be held to account for his defense. Kyrie, oh my God. Corey Joseph scoring rainbow jumpers with Kyrie Irving playing some of the tightest defense of all time. They are targeting Ben's defense. Well, yeah, they're giving it to Bagley in the post, and every single time he's taken him off the dribble. Kyrie gets the roll. And it's back down to 8. Just under halfway through this second. Joseph, the high screen set, the switch, and now Ben is guarding Joseph on the perimeter. Ben is a better perimeter defender than a post defender from what I'm seeing here. Bagley takes Joe off the dribble and got in a perfect position to just shelter that ball and prevent any form of shot contest from having any form of impact. So, lead back to 10. Kyrie on the outside. Kyrie going to drive. Bounce pass to Ben. Corner for Royce. You got to hit those, Royce. And he knocks it down. And the lead is back down to 7. It has been a slow and gradual fight back. Sadiq Bey shoots over Kyrie. And once again, it's not even them distributing the ball. They're just facing up everyone in the mid-range and scoring. Kyrie for 3. That's off. That's not the shot you take when you're trying to cut the deficit. Contested threes like that are not going to be the way. So Sadiq Bey, once again, the same spot as the last possession. He somehow... Oh, that is a joke. That is an absolute joke. You have 2 defenders guarding Sadiq Bey, who has picked up his dribble, and you still find a way to foul him and give away an and 1. Like, what is Ben doing there? What a hideous foul to give away. It's those low IQ defensive plays that just do my head in. And just like that, the lead's going to be back out to 12. Sadiq cannot convert the N1 opportunity. It will be TJ Warren who brings it up. Clax is back in. Utah is back in. KD now facing up Sadiq Bey. Going to drive and pull up and miss. There's got to be a bit more method about these offensive possessions, man. KD taking some tough shots. Alec Burks misses badly. Bagley's killing! Bro, you're taking the piss. Bagley has been a gun in this game. His bench minutes have been wonderful. KD, score and 1. And that is the kind of high percentage shot. You're not stopping KD when he goes downhill like that. With the long strides and the verticality. Well, he doesn't have verticality, but those long arms might as well, you know, give him that extra verticality. It's impossible to stop. For a player of his, with his craftiness, you know, it's going to be tough to contain. Well, the first quarter we had 22 shots and made 9. The second quarter we've had 13 shots and made 9. Shooting it lights out in this quarter. KD misses the free throw, which is a bit unlike him. The lead is 11. Joseph. High screen. Clax. Guarding. Knox. Good defense. Warren. Turnover created. I don't know who deflected that, but they are my hero. Seth Curry. Going to drive on Stewart. Kick out to Utah. One more to Warren. Top of the key. Oh my God. And somehow they screw it up. What on earth? Clax thought it was off the Pistons and left it, or let it roll out of play. So that's a bit of a kick in the gut as well. It's going to be Jaden Ivey giving it to Hayes. With 3:40 to play, the lead is 11. Bogdanovic drives. Seth Curry. Oh! Seth Curry. I mean, it was a good high IQ play. Unsuspecting was Bogdanovic, but Seth Curry wasn't able to gather the steal. Went off his leg. So with 10 seconds to play in the shot clock. Oh, you can't be doing that off the fucking inbounds, man. All they needed to do was find Duran under the basket, and he threw it down uncontested. I mean, the interior defense in this game has been an atrocity. Oh, my life. KD, one-on-one with Stewart. I don't know what this offense is. Another short three-pointer without the ball even moving from KD's hands. And now Ivy scores the two. I mean, we are playing like crap at the moment. And the lead is out to, I believe, its biggest margin of the game. Seth Curry tried to scoop it up. He missed, but Clax for the follow. And now Ivy going to bring it up. Ivy nearly fell over. It's good defense by Curry, but he, for some reason, decided a reach-in was a good idea, and given the Pistons are in the bonus, they'll go to the line. But once again, man, defense has been trash. And all those plays that were existent in the first half, not in the first half, in the last game, have just not been existent in this game. Clax, 2 points, 2 boards. Utah, 0 points, 2 boards. TJ, 4 points, 1 rebound. I mean, and even KD and Kyrie, they've only combined for 22.5. So I'd back them in to really catch fire in the second half, but at the same time, you don't want to leave the run too late. And at the moment, 13 points. I mean, we've only made inroads of 1 point in this quarter. And I would feel as if we've played much better in the quarter, but the defense, once again, has just been hideous. I mean, conceding 61 points, you know. Basketball is a funny sport. If you score 3 shots per 10, you're a superstar. That is completely cap. If you score 3 shots per 10, you're playing like garbage. You're actually a liability. If you score 5 out of 10, then you are a superstar. And if you can score 4 out of 10 from the outside, then you're, well, a superstar. If you can do both of those at the same time, you are one of the league's best. 3 out of 10 is a bad return. If you're shooting 30% from the field, you shouldn't even be on an NBA roster. But at the moment, I mean, yeah, the Pistons' shooting has been far superior. Their free throws have been much higher. Turnovers, we've been pretty responsible looking after it, but it is the other, more the intangibles. So I can just sense that we could very much have another one of those comeback sort of games. It's funny, people think MJ had a high 3-point percentage. It usually didn't reach higher than 45 and was around 30 to 40%. Well, it was a different time period. 3-pointers weren't really that centralized in a skill set. yeah. The skill set in like when MJ was playing in the 90s. I mean, the 3-pointers, they weren't really as centralized to an offense. The ones he hit put teams away, well, I would argue that a lot of his iconic shots were mid-ranges and stuff like that. So, and just acrobatics at the rim. KD scores for 2, over the top of 2, and he's not going to get fouls. Of course he isn't. He's going to have to find other ways to fight through that sort of attention, and right there is showing off his brilliance. What on earth is this defensive rotating, man? Another dunk under the basket, wide open. That is the biggest glaring problem. And now a turnover. KD, what are you doing? Fucking hell. First the turnover and then the lackluster getting back. It just looked like he was jogging on that possession. He lost the ball again. Oh, for God's sake, what a pass by Hayes. And now Stewart faked the handoff. Duran in the post on KD. Shoots over the top. He airballed it. Oh, that is so hideous. Warren and Utah boxed each other out. And the one man standing in Jaden Ivey scores the putback. Warren pulls up for 2. So Hayes takes Utah off the dribble. And that was an excellent move to get past Utah, who usually is fairly good defensively, but he's getting absolutely getting his ass kicked every single time someone tries to dribble. What is KD doing? And then Sumner saved KD's ass, snuck up behind him like a librarian, and now we get an open dunk. Man, KD, 3 turnovers in 3 possessions because of this overuse. Lack of communication, just being really careless and short-sighted with his thinking, man. So, a 3-second difference between shot and game. They've got 5 to shoot it. Bogdanovic going to drive on Utah. Utah strips him of the ball. KD going to have to shoot it. 2, 1. KD! Oh, for God's sake. That's going to be the half. TJ, is he alright? Yeah, he's alright. Wow. Is he? I have no idea what just happened, but KD was trying to get it to Sumner, nearly turned it over again, and it just deflected right back to him and wasn't able to get the shot up as the time expired. So this is, well, the worst first half I've seen in a while. And it always happens to teams that have played mediocre all season. The complacency is unreal. The energy has been non-existent. And granted, you can allow or you can make excuses and say, well, we've played some good basketball the last 10 games, but you can't settle for mediocrity like this. I'm sorry about that, but it's a bit of a joke what we've dished up in this first half. And let's have a look at the box score and it will tell the story. Ivy's got 16 on very good shooting splits. I need a drink of water. Bagley 10 off the bench. Bogdanovic scored 11 in the first. It didn't matter that he didn't score any in the second. And then you've got 10 from Bay as well. And look at the shooting. Aside from the threes, I mean, look at the shooting. 59% from a team that dished out that 10-man rotation. And they've only assisted on half. Less than half of their shots they've made. So it's a lot of isolation stuff. So we should be absolutely feasting on this. But credit to the Pistons for knocking down their shots. Do I think this is sustainable? Yes, I do. If we, exert the same defensive activity in the second half. It's really that simple. And we look at the free throw number. 16. Rebound number, 23. Turnovers, 2. The Nets have 6 free throws, 10 less. We have 14 rebounds, so 9 less. Turnovers, we have 7. 5 more. So, KD with 4 turnovers, and the majority were down the stretch. He's a team worst, negative 20 as well. When KD is playing, we're getting our ass kicked in. To be honest, if I'm looking at the minute allocation, Joe getting 7 minutes should be getting more. Seth Curry with 9 minutes probably should be getting more. That's probably my observation from the bench. Or even Sumner, man. Sumner, when he's been on the court, I mean, he's a -1 in the plus-minus, but he has been fairly energetic. He's probably been our most energetic on the evening. When we had Seth, Joe, and Royce on the floor with Kyrie, that was our best lineup. Because everyone was knocking down 3-pointers. KD comes back on the court and the offense really stagnates. And you can see the starting lineup here. I mean, Kyrie 13, KD 13. I mean, it's all good and well to be shooting the ball well, but we need more output from those guys, number one. And the supporting cast did absolutely nothing. Royce O'Neal was actually pretty good in this game so far, or has been with 8. But look, I can tell you what, you're not going to win games of basketball conceding 71 points, alone. And given the way in which we've given away those 71, it makes it even more inexcusable. With those open drives to the rim, or drives that have been really, like the closeouts have been poor. There's been a lot of backdoor cuts by the Pistons, and we haven't picked those up. The communication's been very much off. And they've scored a lot of face-up, like mid-ranges and whatnot, which, do I back them in to hit the same kind of shots in the second half? Potentially. As I said, if we don't lift the intensity, well, this one's going to be as good as over. By the end of the third quarter. I mean, we have to make our run in what they call in the AFL the Premiership Quarter. This is the Premiership Quarter. It is actually crazy, though, the amount of interior points we have given up. And I'm actually going to see if I can... Screw it. I'm going to just check ESPN properly. And all I want to do is just see how many paint points we've got. Because right now I think it's going to be a huge disparity. It's been incredibly worrying, this game. And a lot of it has to do with turnovers as well. Like, when Jaden Ivey is taking the ball with pace on a transition opportunity, it is very tough to stop. Because he is rapid and he has also got hops. But if we look at team stats, which I can't get up on the thingy, fast break points only 9-6. That's an interesting number. Points in the paint 34-28, and that feels like more as well. But you count the free throws in there, and all of a sudden gets a little bit more lopsided. We have not led the entirety of the way. It hasn't been a matter of referees. I mean, obviously, they've had a significant amount more whistles, but that number goes as far to say we have not been alert, and we've been late to rotations, and we've been doing this and that you just don't want to see. And the foul is merely a way to bail ourselves out of the initial poor rotation, the poor communication, the poor closeout, whatever the hell you want to say. It's been a pretty, as I've just said, abysmal first half. The second half is where we need to lift. And last game we called for it. The defense lifted, the energy lifted, and we saw the result of that. We absolutely obliterated Toronto. But it's got to start with the defense, as I just said. It's all good and well to get your offense going, but it's the defense. We are missing out on so many points from turnovers and, failing to get our own rebound. We're basically doing ourselves a disservice. Yeah. So, KD today has been awful. And the 13 points may say one thing, but I tell you what, the defense and the... What's the word? Just seems disengaged, a little bit disinterested. And I don't really know where the impact is going to come from, because, look, quite honestly, I think it's going to be the 3-point snipers that can give us a good red hot crack at this, and potentially Kyrie Irving if he stays out of foul trouble and can actually stay on the court. But I don't know what's going to happen, man. I mean, share your thoughts. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll do a cheeky little poll. And I'm interested with this because obviously previous results may swing your decision, but let me see. Alright, so we've got the poll up and running. And so I'm interested to see what your take on this is. Because it could... In theory, the Pistons should win this game. But no lead is ever safe in the NBA. If we're being real, the Pistons should get up. But as I just said, it's a crazy game. I've got Detroit plus 8. KD 20 points, Bogdanovic 15, Isaiah Stewart 6 rebounds. I think you'll be good for that. Bogdanovic is definitely hitting 15. KD's going to hit 20. And currently Stewart's got 3 rebounds. Duran has been taking a lot of those rebounds that you probably were anticipating Stewart to get. Depends on the start of the third. Pistons get off to slow second half starts. They are still young. That is the thing that we need to capitalize on. The Pistons did start well last game, I do think. Let me just have a look. So the last game that they played the Kings. They lost by 9. They started well. In the third quarter last game, they got outscored by 15. And that was on the back of them conceding 38 points in the third quarter. Bogdanovic was the high man with 22, and they had some pretty balanced scoring efforts by everyone that played. But for the Kings, they, had 4 players score 19 or more. So we've got a couple minutes to go before the start of the third, but on the basis of looking at that, they need to absolutely dig in this third quarter. The opportunity presents itself, But right now, it is actually... I have no idea what just happened there. I accidentally pressed the wrong overlay. Where am I going? I don't even know where I'm going. There we go. I just swung it across to God knows what. So third quarter should be underway very shortly. Okay. This team can't be bothered to play more than a quarter or two of defense a game. I know it's incredibly frustrating. So damn inconsistent? Yep. I mean, all of what you were saying is 100% correct. Nets need to emulate the Magpies, the final... Yeah, don't even talk to me about that. Don't even talk to me about that. Making a damn documentary about the Baggers has made me need to watch that game over and over and over again. It lives in my head rent-free at this point, so... Don't even talk to me about that game. I don't want to hear it. Alrighty, so the third quarter, I mean, they would have had to get an absolute right rev up in this, in that halftime break. There is a lot of time to redeem yourself. You've got 24 minutes to rectify the first half issues. Best believe if we play our best basketball, I think we can run over the top. But it's going to have to be an absolutely monumental performance. Kyrie's got a wide open 3 and he knocks it down. That is an excellent commencement to this third quarter. So now Killian Hayes on the perimeter. And the switch off ball was pretty good there. We need to be locked in. Bogdanovic gets it here. He drives on Kyrie. Oh, that is so bad, man. Why? Oh, for God's sake. That is a joke of a foul. 2+1 for Bogdanovic. That, I mean, for fuck's sake. And in 39 seconds, that's foul number 4. Those are the fouls you cannot give up. It's very clear that Bogdanovic was going to be first to the rim. I mean, the only thing you could have backed us in to do there is the defensive rotation potentially, the help defense gets across. But you cannot give away a foul in that situation. Ben in the post on Hayes. Kyrie's got another 3. And he knocks it down again. And Kyrie, I'm telling you, mate, if there's one guy that's going to take over, it's going to be him. And it's the exact same vibe as last game. Kyrie took the lead. Stewart going to go for KD, get the rebound. Or he tried to attack KD. Kyrie's going to not get the ball here. I thought he was going to get the handoff from Simmons. And now Simmons got it in the paint. The spin off the window. Ooh, that was lovely. So, amazingly enough, your votes are telling me that the Nets are still going to win this game, which is a bold call, given we've been playing catch-up all game. And once again, the rotation is awful, and Jaden Ivey takes it downhill again for another dunk. I think that's dunk number 4 in this game. There was no switch there. Kyrie. Oh, got past Stewart so easily. Blocking foul, +1. And it has been all Kyrie in this third quarter. All Kyrie. Killian Hayes tried to take the charge, and unfortunately, I think he was in the protected area. So, see, that is Ben Simmons. On that Jaden Ivey dunk, it was Ben Simmons who did not switch, or Claxton switch, and Ben didn't even go over the screen. It was one or the other. So they're both at fault. Kyrie is on fire. He's got 21 already after only scoring 2 in the first. He's 8 of 11, and he is 3 of 5 from 3. He has barely missed since the first quarter. So the lead sits at currently 11. And we have trimmed the deficit by 6 already. Duren, excellent defense. And the turnover created after the help defense arrived and forced Duren to pass through 2. Kevin Durant does not shoot the 3. It would be a dumb idea to do so. KD to Royce. Back to KD. Takes him off the dribble and misses the mid-range. Give the ball to Kyrie. Never thought I'd be saying that I don't want Kyrie with the ball in his hands. Oh, Ben nearly with the save after they tried to find Duren on the roll. Crucial fingertips to reach for that one. It's going to be a side out. The defense is lifted though. I can just see it. Ball is inbounded, and it took a bit of time for them to get it in. The switch, Ivy. Royce went under the screen, left a wide open 3. Kyrie, man, what are you doing? Oh, for God's sake. A pass in the backcourt once again becomes a turnover. The amount of times that has happened this season. Far out. KD, good change of direction, shoots over 2. Knocks down from the edge of the paint. Back to 11, but those turnovers, I'm telling you, that one in the backcourt, if that wasn't committed, we would be in a bit of a better position on this possession. Bogdanovic turns it over. Another excellent possession with the help defense. KD into the paint, badly missed the layup. I can't help but think that KD has been awful this game, and Killian Hayes missed the layup. Rebound landed in the lap of an unsuspecting Claxton. KD takes it all the way to the paint after getting it off the catch. And the lead is down to single digits. And we have dug in this third quarter. The defense has been much better. We've forced turnovers. They're missing a few more shots, not shooting it at the same rate that they were in the first half. And, we're allowed to break out in transition. We'll have a look at the, the shooting splits in the third quarter. Let me just go up to the thingy. And you can see, the Pistons, shooting's gone down, not really that much, but here's the difference. The Nets, the shooting has gone up from 3 and from the field. The assist number is very high at the moment. But if we look, KD and Kyrie, I mean, KD's had a pretty bad game by his standards. Kyrie has been wonderful. Wonderful. Ben Simmons is dog water. In this third quarter, he's been much, much better than the first half, where he looked absolutely atrocious. The Joe Harris slander, which you have been adopting this entire stream and probably beyond, is a stance that I'm not accepting. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but I am not. I'm not accepting that. I ain't buying it. I'm going to stand by the lads, and Joe Harris is one of the lads, so, you know. He's actually played a pretty decent game, given he's only played like 7 minutes or whatever the hell, so... you know, we got to dig in. We've got to dig in. We've done that so far. It has only taken 4 minutes to shave half of the lead off. Half of the Pistons lead off, so we are... I'm very optimistic. And it has been because of that help defense. A couple possessions we have trapped the ball carrier, and it has been difficult for them to release the pass. And it is, you know, it has resulted in turnovers and transition opportunities. Just overall, we look more active. We look more engaged. I got the Nets to win by 11 points. Gee, you're looking for a 20-point turnaround from this point onwards. Bold call. I think it's going to be closer than that. If we win, I don't think we're winning by double figures, let's be honest. I'm happy to be proven wrong. So, Killian Hayes to the corner for Stewart, and now he's going to pass to Bogdanovic. The switch, and now Simmons on him. 1-2, extra feed. Duran scores through contact, and this time it is... Yep, Duran. Over the top of KD. Man. So Ben, gonna give it to KD. And now the high screen by Clax, and the switch... KD will drive. That is very clearly a foul. With 5 seconds to go. They are too lazy to blow teams out. Well, they fall into, you know, positions like this where they're trailing for like the entirety of the damn game. That one was not a foul on the shot. Joe is in early, which I do like. For Clax. Clax is not at a good game. We're going really small ball, so we're compromising size for the benefit for the benefit of offense. Excellent behind the back, and Ben let the team down with that shot selection. The shot was not on, and Ben, extremely frustrated, fouls Ivy on the way up, so it's going to be a side out. But Kyrie, excellent behind the back pass. Had the defense mesmerized, but unfortunately, Ben was not able to score the hook shot over the top. Bogdanovic, and now Hayes. Bogdanovic going to get it top of the key, guarded by Kyrie. Excellent defense by Ben, and once again, the help defense forces disjointedness for the Pistons offense. It is very clear that we are going to need to adopt this mindset for the entirety of the game if we're going to fight back. Hayes, excellent defense. Ben, the shot is off. You need to get the rebound, and it's going to be Pistons ball. Fucking hell, if you're going to play small ball, you need to get the rebound. You need to... One of you need to box one or the opposition out, and the other one needs to go get the ball. Far out. Bogdanovic defended by Joe. Decent defense. The help arrives. Stewart met at the apex by Kevin Durant. And then Ben got fouled on the way up. And it's going to be net ball on the side. But Kevin Durant, the verticality to meet Stewart at the rim. is exactly what we're going to need to get back into this contest. It's going to be all about those little team plays like that. And especially when we've been really lacking on the interior today with regards to defense, you know those plays are going to be really valuable. KD post up on Stewart, cross, gets into the paint, scores off the window. It was an exceptional defensive possession by Stewart, but somehow KD, absolute legend. Killian Hayes on the outside, going to take a baseline. Royce sends him back the other way. And the foul on Royce, I have no idea where the foul was. But once again, we nearly forced a stop. And unfortunately, once again, we are the leaders of our own demise. Every single damn game. So the score is 9. I want us to be down 5 or 4 at the end of the third. I want to be leading at three-quarter time. Hayes makes number 1. So the second free throw. He's got it. Lead back into double figures. We have not been able to get it under about 7. KD, the high screen. Hayes now on him in the post. KD. Oh, come on, man. Offensive foul on Kevin Durant, bro. Every time we seem like we're getting back into the game. Oh, come on. Such a joke. I don't know if the refs or our players are the joke. KD's been awfully off in this game, I'll tell you what. Stats will not tell you that. Hayes drives, shoots, well short, get the rebound. Utah's in the game for Royce. Kyrie, off the dribble, tried to take it through 3 defenders. Ivy, that's going to be a blocking foul on Utah. Jaden Ivey acting like a steam train every single time we miss. And he takes it early. Very early in the shot clock. Free throws for him. Ivy going to shoot 2. And the first free throw now for Ivy is off. And the second free throw now. Ivy is shooting 7 of 10 from the field. And once again, I mean, it's every single Nets game. It is a staple for role players to just get a run on against us. Clax, excellent roll to the basket. Took it full stride. The pass by Kyrie was equally up to the task. It is back down to 10. Jaden Ivey. The screen and the switch. Joe guarding and now Bogdanovic. Turnover created. Oh, come on, man. Every time it looks like we're going to get a steal, it goes out off one of our players. So frustrating. So 4:58 to play in this quarter. The pass out to Bogdanovic from the inbounds. They got 6 to shoot. Bogdanovic over KD. He missed it. You got to get the rebound, and luckily it wasn't clean, but we did it. Kyrie with the Euro and the excellent finger roll on that layup. The lead is back into single digits, and once again, team rebounding, team defense, it's all team related. We can't have one slacking. Stewart missed the shot. Get the rebound, man. Are you joking? Hayes for 3, it's off. You got to get the rebound. and we secure it. It was once again not clean, but we get the stop. Kyrie into the paint. He pulls up and he misses the two. He needed to take it all the way to the rack instead of pulling up at the mid-range. We've got 4 minutes to play. The lead is 8. Ivy, the high screen. A foul on Joe. And for fuck's sake, they're in the bonus again. Why on earth do you commit these brain-dead fouls, bro? Oh, for God's sake. Every single time we're about to make inroads, what did I say 3 minutes ago? We make some stupid bullshit low IQ play just like that. Joe pushing Bogdanovic into one of our players. Why would you do that? Why? There was zero reason to do it. It was unprovoked. You did it anyway. Why? Does my head in, bro. So 3:54 to play. Bogdanovic makes both. That's Joe Harris for you. Well, he's not the only victim of it. We've got so many players. Given all their experience, you would think they're a little bit smarter than what they actually are. KD in the post. He's got Joe wide open. Pass. Excellent. Oh my God. Clax missed a wide open fucking layup. What on earth? And once again, well, I just said it. Everyone is victim of it. Clax, wide open. That is a foul. Where is the foul, man? KD scores for 2. And it's back up to 10. But, mate, Joe with an excellent find to Clax. He was getting closed out, and the extra feed was awesome. The problem was Clax let him down. And, a 2 goes begging. I mean, that 2 points could be huge in the context of the game down the stretch. KD is somewhat doubled. He is doubled. He scores anyway. It don't matter. But you need to get the stops. You need to get the stops. So Burks. Defense by Sumner. The pass to no one in particular. Bagley held up his roll to the rim, and the pass was to no one in particular. KD pull up 3. He is fouled, and it will be shots for Kevin Durant to get it down to 7 points. These guys can't play defense. Well, that said, we've only held the Pistons to only 18 points in this quarter. We conceded 71 in the first half. So the defense is lifted. It is just those bullshit plays like Claxton missing wide open uncontested layups and Joe Harris pushing players into our own and giving fouls away when, the Pistons are in the bonus. It's those little things. But that said, we have trimmed 9 points off. No, sorry. We've trimmed 9 points off the biggest lead. We've trimmed 7 points off the deficit at the half. If we look at the box score, you can see Kevin Durant with 23 and Kai with 24. And we've had some decent contributions here and there. But, defense, I mean, you can see the shooting. It's much, much better this quarter. And the bench influence has been pretty poor. You can see for the Pistons, their contributions have held true pretty much the entirety of the game, but they still are stranded on 4 threes. Shooting the ball well, but a little bit worse than they were in the first half. That free throw number remains up, and we have shot 16 less free throws. So there you have it. Also 9 more rebounds. The good thing is the turnovers. We've had quite a few in the quarter, but for them, they only had about 2 in the first half, and they have 5 now, so we've created a bit there. Overall, though, Well, if we want to win this game, it's a positive sign. But it is like there's a number of little disparities in there. The free throws and also the whatchamacallit. Well, the free throws is the number one thing. The free throws and the turnover. No, the free throws and the rebounds. We have to even out that ledger just a little bit, and we could be okay. The lead is 10. KD got fouled on the 3, so he's going to be taking shots. The lead goes down to 7 if he makes all 3. And that is much more manageable than a 10-point lead, an 11-point lead that you have to make up in the last quarter bit. Bench points, yeah, 100% agree. The bench points are very trash. Very trash. Hasn't been up to par today, but up to scratch. It's been below par. I love to mix two different things together. Two different words, two different meanings. Subconsciously, and then realize it later when the damage has already been done. Put Cam Thomas in? Hell no. Not in a game like this. We're trying to get back into the game, not blow the lead out even more. Maybe if we were up about 30. KD makes free throw number 3. So it's a 7-point game. Sumner is in. I don't think he was before. Joe, Clax, KD, and Utah round out the 5 on the floor. Burks is in the game for the Pistons with Bagley and Knox, Bay and Joseph. Good defense. We have a travel. Sumner, excellent defense. He can create his own shot. Well, if I've got KD on the floor, I don't want Cam Thomas taking the ball away. If I've got Utah in the corners, if I've got Clax in the middle and Joe in the corner, I don't want Cam holding the ball the entire possession. KD, little rip foul. We're in the bonus. We're going to the line. It can go down to 5 points. I do know Cam can create his own shot, but it is... KD can't do it by himself. Well, if KD drives it and kicks it out, he's got shooters in all the corners. KD's got 13 in the quarter, by the way, so... I mean, at the moment, he's proving you wrong with, the fact that he can't do it by himself, because he essentially is at the moment. Cam is as worse as Joe Harris. I just think Cam is going to chuck up some bad shots, and defensively, as if our defense wasn't bad enough, he's going to get absolutely spit roasted. How many points does KD have? He's definitely going to hit 28. He's got about 25 about now, I think. The lead is down to 5. Bagley guarded by KD. He faces him up. KD stripped him of the ball. And KD, how was he not fouled there? Regardless, he secures. Sumner's wide open in the corner. He got it! The lead is back down to 2. Cam is a walking bucket. I know he's a walking bucket, but for the game situation, he can't be there. He can't be there. We've got shooters on the floor. Offense is not the problem. It is the defense. The defense is the problem, and defensively, he is a turnstile. You can just walk right past him, and it's a procession to the basket. For anyone who, the defense will straight up target him. I don't know what just happened there. I think it was a shooting foul. Joseph has got shots, and the first one is good. The second one is also good. The lead is down to 4. It's defense. That is the difference in this third quarter. And if you brought Cam Thomas in, best believe the defense is fucking thrown out the window. We've got a foul on Sadiq Bey, who was holding KD as he was trying to, receive the handoff. It's going to be free throws for Kevin Durant. 2 more. We're in the bonus. And once again, how are you going to argue the point there? That's clearly a foul. That happens on a regular basis and they don't call it. KD, got it. You don't have to keep him in all game 3 position. I'm assuming you're saying 3 possessions or whatever. Or positions, I don't even know. But regardless, you could hold him in for 3 minutes. And that, we know in the context of NBA basketball, 3 minutes is plenty of time. You can go on a 10-0 run in that span. I don't even want to risk it. Kick out to the corner for Kevin Knox. What is KD doing there? Absolutely just let him shoot a wide open corner 3. KD, is he going to respond? Yes, he is. He knocks it down, and the lead is back down to 2. And it's going to be a very, very interesting last quarter, I can tell you that much. Corey Joseph gets past Sumner. Claxton with good help defense, but Corey Joseph scoops it up and in anyway. Kevin Durant, he's going to shoot another 3. Yes! Lead back down to 1. Well, whoever said that they needed 28 points from KD, he has absolutely eclipsed that in this third quarter. And we needed a response from our best player. He has done that on the offensive end. He's been responsible with the ball. He's knocked down his shots. Joseph misses. We could potentially have the lead at 3-quarter time. Kevin Durant, he's feeling it. Oh! Oh my goodness! Are you serious? Are you kidding me? God damn. 3 possessions, 3 3-pointers. The lead is in the hands of the Brooklyn Nets. 2 points up. We scored 44 points in this third quarter. And we said at halftime, the Pistons got outscored by 15 to the Kings last game. And we flagged that it could potentially happen if we came into the third quarter with the right mindset. Hell of a fight. This team came out hungry in the second half. Well, that's all we asked for. I did say we were going to overwhelm them if we were able to bring the heat and play of the high standard. The highest standard. We did that in the third quarter significantly. KD, in that quarter, had 26 points. 26. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. He's got 39 points. Our 3-pointers, after not scoring 1 in the first half, KD knocked down 3. We have 11. We're shooting above 50% in both field goals and 3-point attempts. And well, for the Pistons, well, their scoring dropped off in that third quarter, I can tell you that. And their 3-point shooting has been god-awful in this game. But look, Kyrie did an excellent job in the second quarter keeping us afloat. But Kevin Durant in this third quarter, that 26-point quarter was unbelievable. And it now puts us in a position to close this one out and get the job done. Well, fair to say I'm a little bit more optimistic than halftime. An 18-point swing, and the lead has been decimated. The Pistons led by as much as 19. The lead is now gone. The Nets hold that advantage by 2. KD can't miss. Well, yeah, he was on fire in that third quarter. We commenced the last, And it is about keeping the intensity. Joseph, and now to Burks. Burks shoots over the top. He misses. Clacks with the rebound. And it's been, I mean, we'll talk about this at the interchange, but it is all about team-oriented play. And then Kevin Durant on the offensive end absolutely carrying. But it started on the defensive side of the ball. KD, corner, Kyrie. It's off. That was probably not an ideal shot for Kyrie. But it started with team defense via, help defense. There you go again. Clacks with the block with the help defense. Oh my god. Are you for fucking real? Kyrie! Second time this game. We've turned it over in the backcourt. Kyrie Irving, what are you doing? Stop piss farting around with the ball and bring it past half court, man. And just when you thought giving away 2 from that scenario couldn't be bad enough, we conceded an and 1 opportunity, so it's 3, and we've lost the lead out of absolutely nothing. Absolutely inexcusable. Joe rolls it out to KD. Oh, come on, man. Mate, KD cannot buy a foul. Bro, he's all over him. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's going to be a jump ball. Man. That's interesting. KD actually started the last quarter. I don't know why, but KD's played the entire third quarter, and he wins the tip there, so we get another crack. Sumner takes Burks off the dribble. Off the window, it's off. Clacks the rebound. Kyrie got a wide open 3. He's going to hit it. Excellent job. The lead is back in our hands, but Clacks has really lifted in this second half as well with the offensive rebounds and the paint presence. Burks, guarded by Durant. He shoots over. Fair fucking play. Knocks down the 3 in response. And Kyrie's going to bring this one up. Kyrie, going to shoot another 3. Oh my god. It is an absolute shootout at the Palace, or it used to be called the Palace. I believe it's a completely different venue. I'm calling it that anyway. Burks into the paint, and he missed the layup. Didn't get the roll, and now the Nets to get it to a 2-possession game. Oh! Kyrie saw the backdoor cut. It was too saucy for Clacks, and it's going to be a turnover. KD to the bench. It's going to be Utah checking in. That was the most points KD had ever scored in any quarter in his career. That quarter just gone by. Burks scores another 2. The lead is tied. Well, the game is tied. The lead is gone. Once again, it has been back and forth the entirety of this last quarter so far. The high screen set by Royce. The switch. Kyrie. Cross. Euro. Missed it. Nearly got his own rebound. It's off. Bagley will bring it up after securing the strong rebound. Corey Joseph slows the play down, and now Burks, who has played, well, provided a little bit of offense off the bench. Bagley, the spin over Clacks. That is off. Get the rebound. Clacks towers over and secures. It was in dispute for a second there. Sumner to Clacks, and now he fakes the handoff and just walked with it. Dumbass play. And Clacks, as much as he's been much better in the second half, he has been also very careless at times. And that's also something that is really infuriating. Especially when you're trying to really stamp your authority on this game and get the job done. Burks Sumner stays with him, does not switch, and Burks just threw it away. Excellent rebound by Ben. And he'll get it past halfway with pace, and he'll give it to Kyrie, who gets in the paint, blew past Marvin Bagley, and it has been the Kyrie and KD show the entirety of this second half. So Joseph, hand off to Kevin Knox, bounce pass to Bagley in the post. Utah is guarding on an island. Spin, kick out, Knox does not shoot the three, step back now, and it's off. Ben with the rebound. And we once again have an opportunity to get this into a two-possession game. Ben, guarded by Burks on the perimeter, gives it to Kyrie on the wing. Hand off to Utah now. Royce for three. Yes! And he has been actually a really pleasant surprise this game in the second half, along with, well, basically the entire team. Everyone is lifted, and Royce has also been a huge part of that. But, I mean, what a fight back by this team, and we are currently, well, we've got the upper hand here. And the box score, I mean, is telling you a story about the damage, the lethal damage that KD and Kyrie are subjecting the Pistons to. I mean, both have got 30 plus. In the first half, we actually said, well, their contributions have been much more... It's been much more of a letdown, is what I said. In comparison to recent games, they'd combined for 26. This half, they've combined for 45 already. They both had 13 at halftime. Kyrie really started the second half with assertiveness, and KD ended it with class. But, I mean, it has been the KD and Kyrie show all game. And, well, yeah, the bench is nothing to look at, but the three-point shooting since quarter time has been lights out. After not making one in the first quarter, we've made 14 already. And we basically can't miss. There's been, well, KD and Kyrie, along with their shooting on the interior, they've also been marksmen on the perimeter, so that's really helped us out. And then the Pistons, well, the same four that were in double figures at halftime haven't really moved in this second half with regards to points. I mean, they've had pretty good contributions all over the floor. But if they're not careful, this game will get away from them sooner rather than later. And it really begins with stopping Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Because this comeback has basically been fueled by and pioneered by those two. In the first half, it was all Pistons, but it comes back to defense. That is it. It has been team-oriented. It has been much smarter. The turnovers have been a little bit brain-dead, but overall, more steals being racked up, more bad shots being put up by the Pistons, and on the other end, we've been, capitalizing with transition points and whatnot. So, it's been one hell of a game. It's been a roller coaster once again. I mean, it wouldn't be anything otherwise. You couldn't say anything otherwise if you tried. It's just expectation that a Nets game features an emotional roller coaster. Nearly a steal there. We try to overcommit, and Killian Hayes knocks down the mid-range after we nearly nabbed the steal. So the unit on the floor for the Nets: Simmons, Sumner, Watanabe, Irving, and Royce. Kyrie again. It's off. Utah is going to draw the foul. He was outnumbered under the basket and was able to recycle the possession for the Nets. Excellent positioning by him. And it's those little things that, separate him from, average role players. So Kyrie One-on-one with Stewart. Take him off the dribble. Nope, he shoots a deep 2 and knocks it down. The rainbow jumper was absolutely pure. How many assists does Kyrie have? I think he's got 3. Bogdanovic, spin. Royce tightly contesting. Bogdanovic misses. The rebound secured by Ben after Sumner boxed out excellently. Sumner all the way! He is fouled. It's going to be shots for Sumner. And we also stressed the importance of evening out the disparity in free throws. We have done a very good job of that in this second half. Or more so in the back half of the third and halfway through this fourth quarter as it stands. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support and also subscribe to the show. We're going to be back for Nets Golden State. It is without Curry. All the Warriors don't have Curry, obviously out for a bit of time. So we should be winning that game. Utah goes to the bench for Clax, but free throw made by Sumner, very good free throw shooter. But yeah, we will be back for then. I don't even know if we've hit 800 subs yet. I do know we were close. So, yeah. So, Killian Hayes doing the facilitating for the Pistons. They are down 7. And Bogdanovic travelled. So, another defensive stop. And we've got a timeout. So, Jacques Vaughn, an interesting time to call a timeout when you've got the momentum, but I'm all for it. I'm advocating for it. But what a damn second half. We have dug in extremely well. Defense was god-awful in the first half. We have only conceded 35 points in the second half in comparison to us, who have scored a grand total of 59 points. We've outscored them by, I don't even know, 20-something. 24 in this quarter. We're going to win by 11 plus? Well, potentially now. As I said before, I ain't going to complain if we win by 11 or more. Because for once in my life, can we just have a game that doesn't feature anxiety? Every single time it seems to re-emerge because we either start well and end poorly, or start poorly and end well. And it always results in a close ending. Always. I didn't have faith. Well, I did have faith given that the Pistons played a terrible third quarter last game. I didn't think we would even have a sniff of winning by double figures, though. The way we were playing, I didn't think we were going to have a 30-point swing in the second half, because that's hard to do as it is. Outscoring a team by 30 and a half, good luck. You're not going to see it happen too many times, and believe it or not, in order for that winning by 11 plus prediction, we'd have to outscore them by around 30. So, best believe I also said if we came out and really put the foot down and played our best brand of basketball, we were going to potentially humiliate and blow this team out of the water, because we saw it with the Raptors the other day. We saw it with the Raptors when we, were outscoring them by 36 in the first half midway through a couple weeks ago. So the ceiling is there. It's just, it's just whether you can produce that and sustain that for an entire game. It's goddamn impossible with the Nets. You're absolutely dreaming if you think that we're actually going to play a full 4 quarters. You're funny if you predict that. Because it barely happens. I had no faith today, but who could see Durant's most points ever in a quarter? I mean, yeah. It's not too many times. Joe misses the 3 in the corner. It's not too many times you're going to see Kevin Durant score 26. I mean, he's never done it. So we're experiencing a little bit of history here, folks. But the game is not over yet. Killian Hayes on the outside, going to drive. Well defended, Ben. Forces the pass. Bogdanovic on the catch. I mean, you couldn't play better defense. It was just some good offense there. And Bogdanovic does not let Killian Hayes down after he was the guy who will pick up the assist. Ben, Royce, 1-2. Ben got it back. Corner for Utah. He's money from there, and he knocks down the 3 in response. And Utah, who's been pretty quiet on the offensive end, does well. KD has been on the bench this entire time. He's had a good break. Played a fair portion of minutes. Stewart under the basket. Missed it. I have no idea where the foul was there. I think Stewart just tried to put his head down and see if he could manufacture something, and he was damn successful at it. It's going to be shots, though. And a 7-point game. You have plenty of faith when they were down by 19. I mean, it's... You know... I mean, it's hard when you play a shit first half, like, against Detroit of all teams. You know, Joe goes to the bench for KD. Love Utah closing. Yep. He's got to be probably the guy that regularly closes this game. In place of who? I don't know. At the moment, it's Clax. And it's probably because of that free throw thing where they can just hack. They can do hacker clacks. And that could potentially let teams back in the game, especially when it's close. Kyrie pulls up for 2. He hangs. He missed it. And the rebound for Duran. So now the Pistons can get it down to a 1-possession game. Bogdanovic over Kyrie. It's off. Good defense. But Duran with the rebound. Ivy on the outside. Utah guarding the switch. Ivy. Cross. Drive. Shot. He thought he was fouled. He hit the deck. And now it's going to be Nets ball. Passes it back for a trailing Utah. KD. Pulls up for 2. Knocks it down. Cash. Cash money. And Ivy looks a little bit worse for wear. Bit sore in the hip by the looks. Hayes now on the perimeter. Screen set. Doesn't really use it. Hayes, good defense, Kyrie. Forces the pass to Stewart, who drives down the middle. Good defense, Utah. And Utah thought that he was fine on the contest. But of course, the referee thinks otherwise. Man, some of these calls, man, are a bit questionable, but I'm not a referee, so I'm not going to judge. Alrighty. It's getting a little bit dicey down the stretch. They are not out of this game. Stewart makes number 1. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support. We are basically doing every game in the month of December. So if you want to stay notified when I go live, make sure to subscribe. And also like the stream if you're enjoying this. The lead is down to 5. And it is by no means over. These refs suck. I mean, you could say that for every single Nets game that is played. Because pretty much that's usually how it is. We're usually not the other beneficiary of many calls. Kyrie, that's a foul. And it was a bit of an irrational closeout by Duran, who jumped into the landing area for Kyrie Irving as he tried to scoop it up and in. So it's going to be 2 shots for Kyrie, and once again, the aggressiveness in getting to the rack, it's paying dividends. And these are points that you want to be capitalizing on, and we've got some of the best free throw shooters in the business to do it. 119, 113, 3:35 to play. And another free throw here would be very handy right about now. It makes it a 3-possession game. Whoops. Microphone. Sorry, my friend. Second free throw for Kyrie is good. And we breach the threshold of 120. The lead is in our hands. Well, the game is in our hands. The lead is in our possession. We should be in prime position to get the job done from here. Barring a collapse or catastrophe, we should be okay though. Toku Tom says, thanks for the great commentary. No worries, my friend. Hopefully you are thoroughly enjoying it. The coverage, so-called. It's all going to be down to defense in the final few possessions. Those 78 people in chat, we've had quite a few new forms of traffic in the last few weeks, especially when I've done every stream in the month of December. So for those who have tuned in the last month and have been new in the last month, happy to have you here. And thank you for supporting and rocking up, because, you know, you can't, well, you can stream and not talk to anyone, but it just sounds a little bit sad and depressing. So the fact that I've sort of got, I like to compare it to like a lecture theatre. You know, you're talking, originally when you start out, you're talking to an empty lecture theatre, and now you're talking to a lecture theatre with, well, that's half full. And it's all about building on that. Play resumes. And it is 120, 113. Burks got it now. And the high screen's going to arrive. Bogdanovic in the corner. Forced into a pass. Burks drives on Utah. The shot is well off. That is not a foul. Do not give me this rubbish. You've got 3:17 left, Jacques. Call a timeout. Call a challenge. Call it. There is no foul there. There is no foul there. That is phantom. Use the challenge. Man, Jacques, I don't know why you wouldn't call a timeout there. You got 3:17. You've only got 2 timeouts allocated in the final 3 minutes, and you've got 3. Should have used one. Should have used one. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's going to come down to you needing to use a challenge in the final 3 minutes. Burks misses 1. And we've got a timeout now. So he used the timeout 1 second after the potential challenge. Interesting and bold call by Jacques Form, but he knows what he's doing way more than me. I'm about to hedge and put 10k on the Pistons. Bold call. I don't think we're going to give this lead up, but I probably just jinxed it, and well, happy days. Happy days if that happens, but, you know, it's been a roller coaster kind of game. Started the game down and out, very disengaged on the defensive end. Offensively, shots weren't falling, and KD and Kyrie looked like they had things pretty difficult. I mean, KD more so. Second half, KD, I mean, talk about responses, 26 in 1 quarter. And both KD and Kyrie have combined for about 80 points. So, I mean, it's been a crazy, crazy game. Excuse me. But, yeah. I mean, it's all started on the defensive end. And everyone needed to be locked in on that side. I mean, you can trust KD and Kyrie to carry the load on the offensive end, but every single player on the floor needs to contribute on the defensive end if you want to come back from 19 down. And that's why we currently lead. Kyrie is blitzed. You've got an open number. Come on, Kyrie. He gets it to Utah, the open man. Joe got the shot blocked. Oh my goodness. And what is Joe doing? What is he doing? Joe had literally a wide open man in the corner and he faked the pass. It was the most unsuccessful pass fake I've ever seen in my life. And then decides to commit a reach-in foul when we are in the they're in the bonus and we had all our players back. Those things are absolutely killer in moments like these, and Bogdanovic scores free throw 1. Joe, his defensive IQ at times can be left to be desired at some stages. I mean, right now the fact he's on the floor is an interesting call. It's a 4-point game. The lead is definitely not secured. And the game is not over. We need to start with offense. They are blitzing Kyrie and KD. No, maybe just Kyrie. No, it's KD as well. KD gets it to Royce. Corner for Utah. 3 is off. And, oh my god, Royce nearly tapped it to Joe. But unfortunately, a miss. And now an opportunity. Bogdanovic. No room to shoot the 3. Good defense, Royce. Killian Hayes gets it back to Bogdanovic. 8 to shoot. Hayes for 3 on the catch. Don't let him do that. And they get an offensive board through Stewart. Bloody hell. Burks. 1-on-1 in the corner. KD stays with him. Trapped under the basket. Kick out to Bogdanovic. 2 to shoot. He's off. Get the board, KD. It's gonna be... Oh my life. I cannot be asked. How many times are we going to give him chances through offensive rebounds? And once again, it's KD who can't secure it because he has butterfingers. Oh, for God's sake. And we still have that cushioning of... We have, the cushioning of 2 possessions, but... Man... So, Clax and Ben check in for defensive purposes. Utah and Joe to the bench. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm absolutely shaking. Bogdanovic, good defense, Ben. Shot off the glass is off. And immediately Ben with the impact on the defensive end. I lost my voice. And all we need is a bucket now. Kyrie blitzed again. Cross. Royce back to Kyrie. 5 to shoot. Kyrie! It's off. That's not the shot, man. Once again, not the shot. And we've fallen out of the good habits in these last few minutes because of that blitz that the Pistons are throwing at both Kyrie and KD. The Pistons have not scored a field goal in 4 minutes. The Nets, I reckon, probably a similar amount of time. Hayes, 1 minute to play. Bogdanovic, somehow Clax hit the deck. Burks for 3, it's off. The rebound by Ben. Hold it up. Hold it up. Please, 2 more assists for Kyrie. You're not going to get it. We're going to hold the play up significantly. Ben. We're getting a timeout with 52.4. Man, I absolutely hate this. We had numerous instances where we could just blow this game away, get the lead up to about 8 or 10, and equally, the Pistons have had opportunities to, close the deficit some more and, potentially have the lead at this point in the game if they were able to knock down their shots. But luckily for us, we've been bailed out a few times. There's been, some good defensive possessions, and that is the primary reason for, the players on the floor right now. We need to get stops. And I do like what Jacques Vaughn did in bringing Clax in, because you can't do hacker Clax in the final 2 minutes. Otherwise, you basically give away free throws and balls. So, no longer is the detriment of having him on the floor because, they can send him to the line and he can potentially miss free throws. That's no longer there. So, it's a smart play, but Clax is now on the bench and Joe and Utah are back in for offense. And if you can get the offense right here with 9 to shoot, then the game is essentially over. Kyrie is fouled, and that's the foul to give. So they've got 50.7 to get one up, roundabout. And I feel like this could be a very long 50 seconds, but let's see what the play is. Here we go. So Kyrie going to get it in the corner with 12 to shoot. Obviously, the shot clock reset to 14. KD is doubled. The turnover! Fucking communication! Bogdanovic hits the 3. Are you fucking serious, Kevin Durant? Oh, for God's sake, KD. Every single time. And now we have to score. Kyrie wants to end it here. It's a foul! It's gonna be 3 shots for Kyrie Irving. And it also is the execution of the 2-for-1. That is unforgivable if you're a Piston. Kyrie with a good move to get the separation top of the key. And Killian Hayes with the overcommit. They're challenging the call when it's very clearly going to be... It's definitely not going to be an overrule. But, hey, I've been proven wrong numerous times, and I would not be surprised if it happens again. No, he basically... There is no way that is not a foul. Kyrie is the one you don't want at the line? Well, that's an interesting take. Because Kyrie is about 90% on his career, so... Well, look, he needs to make 2 in order for us to, have that cushioning where, 2 or 3 you're not going to lose unless you do, you do a stupid foul, but... The 3 shots and also the execution of the 2-for-1 make things really advantageous towards us. Yeah. I don't know what Pistons fans are booing for. It was the most blatant foul in human history. It's going to be shots. 3 shots, and it's also going to be, well, we have a look. KD was looking for the Utah roll, and the pass was, I think, deflected. The problem with KD is every time he turns it over, he lowers his head and, just seems a bit disinterested. It takes him a few seconds, like a little delay, to re-engage in the fast break. And in that time, Pistons players go to the corners, KD never follows. The big key is you can't lower your head. You got to keep your head up and just move on to the next possession. That is the key as an NBA player. You can't get deterred by your mistakes. You've just got to move forward. Be more forward thinking. There's 29.3 on the clock. Kyrie's got to make all 3 to make it a 2-possession game. He takes a deep breath. Feels like I'm commentating golf. Second free throw is good. And if you are enjoying the watch along, make sure to show your support and subscribe if you are new. We've got Nets Warriors up and coming in a few days' time, and we will be doing every game in the month of December. Kyrie, miss number 3! Oh, I can't be asked. I cannot be asked with this drama. Oh, for God's sake. Alright, this makes things very interesting. So we've got 28.3 or 29 seconds. It has just been reset to 29.0. So exactly 29 seconds to work with. Now, there is a 6-second difference between shot and game. If you force the miss, please, for the love of God, get the rebound. Ben needs to be in. Clax needs to be in. It's really that simple. Or you can foul for 2. If they run down the shot clock, you can foul them for 2. But don't, for the love of God, do not foul them on the perimeter, please. Please, for the love of God, do not foul while they are shooting a 3-pointer, because then we're in trouble. Number 1, it's a bailout, and number 2, you open the door if they hit the 3-pointer. I don't really know how you take this. Do you foul them early? Do you foul them late? Do you let them shoot? And then obviously the rebounding factor is also huge in the context of the game. Because we've got that 2-for-1 advantage. Bogdanovic to Hayes. What is the play that is being drawn up? Hayes, they're trying to free up Bogdanovic. He is not freed up. The defense is good. Irving is absolutely face guarding him. Bogdanovic doesn't even hit the rim. They didn't hit the rim. Burks is going to get an easy 2. We've got 11 seconds. We get the ball inbounded. KD is fouled with 9.3 to play. And the Pistons scored a 2 with quite some time off the shot clock. The good thing was, even though they got the rebound there, they still had to put one up. Because, well, yeah, they didn't get the opportunity. They don't have a timeout, so they would have had to have drawn something up in the interval as well. KD makes number 1. So, this is really dicey. We're playing a very, very dangerous game here. Much like the previous game, it is always going to happen. No matter what team you put us up against, we're always going to make things complicated. We're always going to make things complicated. We're always going to make things tense and dicey. They got 9 seconds to get a shot up. And a good shot. Just foul him. Foul him! Foul him! It's Hayes with the ball! Foul him! Why? Oh, yes! Clax with the block! Yes! Oh, my life. What on earth were we doing? We should have fouled. It doesn't matter. We win the game. I was literally mesmerized by, our decision making there. We actually gave them the 3-point opportunity. Wow. We had numerous opportunities to, commit the take foul on the way up. And, wow. Clax with the block on the perimeter to basically cancel out any hope of a victory. And given Clax's first half was really poor, that is one heck of a defensive stop. We get the victory. I don't care how you do it. As I've just said, every single time we win these games, a win's a win. Good teams find ways to get the job done, and we did so again. We trailed against Indiana and we won. We trailed against Toronto and we won. And we've trailed against Detroit and we've won. Wow. What a game. Share your thoughts in the chat about it. I mean, it was an unconvincing win, but as I have also said, you have to find ways to get the job done. And once again, it was by no means clean at all. It was one of those really, gritty type wins. For those leaving now, make sure to support the show on your way out. But we're going to have a look at the box score again. And you can see the scoring output by every single Piston was 6 or more. They had a very balanced distribution. And, we did well to, halt those kind of players that were having a really good first half. You got Jaden Ivey, who had, I think, about 16 in the first half and ended with 19. Hayes had a good first half and ended with 10. Bogdanovic had he had a pretty decent number in the first half and was able to sustain that bit. And, their bench was all right. And their shooting went down in the second half, fairly. For the Nets, though, our shooting was awesome. After quarter time, we fought back well and got the job done. As I said, it was by no means convincing, but we got the job done. You can see Kyrie and KD combining for 81. Wow. And Kevin Durant with 26 in the third. It's crazy. And in the second half, we did say we needed some contributions. Well, KD and Kyrie significantly buffed up their output. But you've got Royce hitting 3 of 4 from 3. Clax, even though he had 6 points and 7 boards, a couple offensive rebounds in the second half. 2 blocks, including the game-winning block. And, that was after him only having 1 rebound. 1 solitary rebound in the first half. He had more fouls than anything else in his stat line combined. So, awesome fight back by him. Kyrie also, he hit some big shots, and especially in our fight back, he was instrumental. And then you've also got, it wasn't one of those games where you look at the stat line and you say, well, there was excellent performances. Like, you look at Claxton's performance the other day and you say, well, 15 points, 10 boards, 6 blocks. He was a monster defensively. But this game, it was different. Like, you look at stats across the board and you're like, Watanabe, 3 points, 3 boards, 3 dimes. It's not really screaming at you, but, down the stretch, he played 26 minutes and he really, he hit a big 3, I think it was in the third quarter, but the defense, it was all defense-oriented in the second half, which got us the win. We held them to 50 points. We scored 70 of our own, and it was one of those kind of games where you needed to really dig in the second half after your first half was an absolute atrocity. Now, a couple stats we want to look at. Rebounds and free throws. Keep in mind, at one point, the free throw disparity was 23-6. And at the end of it, when it's all said and done, 34-23. So we were able to even out the ledger and sort of bring it back a little bit, which was good. The rebound number, only out-rebounded by 6. So once again, we were able to, hold that, hold our position, and then slowly bring it back just a little bit. The turnover count, 8 to them, so we forced more in the second half, and for the Nets, 13. So, I think we had 8 at halftime, and we're able to, look after the ball in the second half. But Edmund Sumner, great minutes, plus 16, team high, I would assume. His burst of energy. And you wouldn't really know about it because he played 17 minutes and 5 dimes, a steal, and 5 points. But, his energy, I do think he was on the floor in some big minutes where we clawed our way back. And, he was fairly significant in really changing the way we played our basketball because he was bringing the ball up with a lot more pace. But overall, what a win. Ben Simmons even with 4 points, 8 rebounds, 8 dimes. The points, not really a factor, was aggressive early and then really, went back into his shell in that regard. But defensively was instrumental, especially in that, in that last quarter when we needed to get some stops late. Voice crack included. We needed to get stops late and credit to us. We could have, fallen over. And when we were faced with the threat that the Pistons were, portraying themselves as in late game, we're able to, really persist and withstand that final push by the Pistons. So, as I said, you've got to find different ways to win. We've shown that over this win streak, from starting well and ending poorly to starting poorly and clawing our way back into it, winning with good shooting, winning with bad shooting, winning with players not performing and performing. We've done it all. But overall, what a game. That'll do it from me. I think I'm done here. This was an interesting stream. Regardless, a win's a win. You take it. And look, it was a good fight back from the first half. We needed to return from the halftime break with a change in mindset, and we did nothing but display that. And you got to give credit to Jacques Vaughan for really drilling it into his players. I obviously don't know what he said at halftime, but you can see that there was a little bit of a mentality shift in the second half, and he probably would have spearheaded the entire thing. So, credit to him, but obviously on the players for executing on that, and translating that good mentality into game-winning basketball. Team defense, team rebounding, sensible basketball, all of those things. That's where it all began, and then the offensive thing was just a byproduct of that. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, unbelievable. Crazy win. But that's going to do it from me. I will see you all for Nets Warriors. And that should be a really good game, given the Warriors are missing Steph Curry. And so it's going to be interesting to see if the Warriors, come out fit and firing and, really responsive to, what they're currently experiencing in a little bit of struggle. Who had the last rebound after the miss from Bogdanovic? I'm not 100% sure. I do not remember. Lackluster night for the bench. Yeah, but I mean, if KD and Kyrie are gonna score 81 points, well then you don't really need your bench to contribute at all. So, it was just one of those games where we needed less from our bench and more from our starters, and game's the game. If you win games, it doesn't matter how you do it. It just matters that you have more points than the opposition. When that those final seconds expire and the game is over. It's really that simple. But yeah, we'll be back for Golden State, Brooklyn. Gonna be a good game. I need to see who the Warriors are playing right now, because I do think they are playing right now. Who have they got? They beat the Raptors, and Jordan Poole scored 43. So I do think Jordan Poole is unbelievable as a starter when he plays in the starting five. So we've got to be really, really careful about that going into the game in a couple days' time. But here's hoping that we don't get absolutely smoked by Jordan Poole or whoever the hell. So it's going to be a good game. But we'll see how that one goes. Anyway, I will catch you for the next one. Make sure to show your support on the way out and subscribe if you're new. As I said, we'll be back for that game. That big, big contest that could see us reach the 20-win mark, which at this point of the season, given how far we've come and all the things we've experienced thus far, is pretty remarkable. And if we win that game, it'll be 11 wins out of the last 12, which would be absolutely monstrous, given all the adversity we've had to face this year. So, thank you, and thanks for all the support, all the messages, all the engagement, everything. Thank you. You make the stream, that'll do it. So, we'll see you whenever. It'll be in a couple days. What am I talking about? But Have a great rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and that'll do it. Have a good one.